SpaceX is developing Starship, which will transport humans and goods to the Moon, Mars, and other deep space destinations. The system is made up of two parts: a massive first-stage rocket known as Super Heavy and an upper-stage spacecraft known as Starship. A Starship vehicle towers 390 feet above the ground when fully stacked. This is the tallest rocket ever built. The previous record holder, NASA's Saturn V moon rocket, stood 363 feet tall. According to Musk, the thrust of the Starship will be more than twice that of the classic Saturn V. Both the Super Heavy and the Starship are intended to be fully and quickly reusable, a cost-cutting innovation that Musk and SpaceX think will revolutionize spaceflight and exploration. If all goes well, each Starship vehicle, for example, will be able to launch from Earth's surface every 6 to 8 hours, and each Super Heavy will be able to do so almost every hour, on missions delivering up to 150 tons of payload to orbit, Musk said. Such astronomical flight rates would significantly reduce permission costs. It may be as cheap as a few $1,000,000 each flight, or as little as $1 million every flight, Musk speculated. By space standards, these are ridiculously low numbers. If Starship can even come close to those costs and cadence figures, Musk's and SpaceX's long-held objective of Mars colonization becomes a viable possibility. According to the billionaire entrepreneur, humanity will need to carry approximately 1 million tons of stuff to Mars in order to create a self-sustaining city there. Musk stated, "Starship is capable of achieving it, and I believe we should endeavor to do it as quickly as possible. The window of opportunity could be open for a long time, which I hope it is, but it could equally be open for a short time." SpaceX's latest Raptor engine powers the Super Heavy and Starship. According to Musk, SpaceX designed Raptor with Mars in mind. The engine consumes liquid oxygen and liquid methane, propellants that can be found on the red planet. If everything goes as planned, Starship will go to the Moon before reaching Mars. SpaceX said in 2018 that Japanese billionaire Yusaku Misawa had booked a round-the-moon journey on Starship, which might fly as early as next year. In addition, NASA chose Starship as the first crewed lander for its Artemis moon exploration program in April 2021. The SpaceX vehicle will land NASA humans on the Moon during the Artemis 3 mission, which is scheduled to launch in 2025 or so. SpaceX hopes to have the vehicle ready to fly by the time the Federal Aviation Administration completes its environmental evaluation of Starbase, which is due by the end of the month. During a project update at the company's Starbase facility in South Texas on February 10, 2022, Elon Musk reveals SpaceX's newest plans to launch its new Starship rocket in 2022. Musk expressed confidence that the FAA will not recommend creating a lengthy and time-consuming environmental impact statement, and that the assessment will finish in SpaceX's favor. However, if the agency decides that an EIS is required, SpaceX has various flight choices. Musk stated that the business already has the required clearances to launch Starship from its facilities at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida, though it still has to construct a launch and catch tower for the vehicle there. SpaceX intends to increase Starship flight rates by landing freshly launched Super Heavy rockets right on the launch platform. So I believe our worst-case scenario is that we would be delayed for 6 to 8 months to construct the Cape Launch Tower and launch from there, he said, referring to Cape Canaveral in Florida. And Starbase and KSC will not be the sole locations for Starship launches. SpaceX is converting 2 decommissioned deepwater oil rigs into offshore launch platforms called Phobos and Deimos, after Mars' 2 moons. Musk stated that the business hopes to have a full launch capability on one of the platforms, as well as at Starbase and KSC by the end of the year. The initial few orbital flights of Starship may not go exactly as planned. A crash here and there during the program's early test campaign is to be expected, Musk added. We'll almost certainly lose a couple automobiles along the road. It took us 14 or 15 attempts with Falcon 9 to safely land the first booster. He was referring to SpaceX's workhorse Falcon 9 rocket, which has successfully landed roughly 100 boosters to date. I don't think we'll need as many with Starship because we have that experience, he said. However, it's far from assured that it will work the first time. If all goes as planned, SpaceX will reach a significant milestone on its way to Mars this year. At this point, I'm really sure that we'll go into orbit this year, Musk stated. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. What are your views about this? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.